You're live. Oh, now we're pointing the other way. How helpful.
You can do it that way and then you can read the questions off. Hi everyone. We are stuck in traffic.
This is actually much nicer than what I have to deal with on a daily basis.
Really?
Yes, this is nicer.
Oh my goodness.
This is way more open. Like, there's actually room to... This is more like 84.
You can swing a cat.
Yeah.
Should you wish.
I-5 is a garbage heap compared to this.
And this actually isn't I-5. I'm not going to say exactly where it is, although if you live in these environs, you can probably guess where we are. We're not telling you exactly. There are signs.
Well, there are signs. There are vehicles right here, which might give you
a game away. Let's just say
we're going through it. So
we're going through.
You know.
We're going through LA, except we're not in LA. We're on the outskirts. We're not giving our exact location because reasons.
We value the health and safety of our team members.
There you go.
Yes.
Erin is so good with
She's
this
very
corporate
good.
speak.
Yes.
It really is
English
something
minor.
that
What
she's
can I say?
really good at. But if you have any questions about Fully Charged Live, you have any questions about EVs, you have any questions you want to ask me or anybody else on the team, within reason, we will answer them.
Yes.
So Kate is going to read the questions off.
Yes. So far we've had howdy. So howdy.
Howdy. That
Hello.
is going to be a kitten called Kialana. Hello?
Kia. Yes.
Hi,
Like that.
Hi, Kia.
Hello. I do a good job at pronouncing names. Excellent work. Oh, there is a police bike that is lane splitting. That's nice.
Vroom? Oh, a naughty broom broom. There's another bike lane splitting.
Lane splitting is legal in this state, so
So good.
it's good. So
Which is the proper way.
if you have any questions about Fully Charged Live or about the trip or about how we decided to drive and all of that, now would be a really good time to ask them. So I'll start off with some basics of the trip. We decided that we were going to drive to Texas from Portland for Fully Charged Live because we didn't want to be the hypocrites turning up on a plane. And yeah, we could have carbon offsetted it and all of that. But we constantly talk about road tripping on the channel. We constantly talk about making long distance trips by electric car. And when people talk about, well, having a Tesla is easier and supercharger networks makes it a no-brainer and it's really simple to use and all of that, we also get people saying, well, you can't do that in anything other than a Tesla. And we wanted to prove that it is possible, either if your budget doesn't extend to a Tesla or if you, for some other reason, decide you'd rather have a different model. There are other models available, kind of thing, And so we wanted to prove that in a 2017 Chevrolet Bolt EV with an EPA range of 234 miles per charge, it is possible to drive a car like that from Portland, Oregon to Austin, Texas in just 4 days. We've just crossed over 1,000 miles. That is our odometer reading thus far. And we've had a really pleasant trip so far, haven't we, guys?
Yeah. So here asks how the trip is going, how the infrastructure is going east along 10.
Along the 10?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a California question. Well, the I-5 has been just... We have now pretty much done all of the I-5 that we're going to do. In fact, I think we have done all of I-5 that we're going to do. And I-5 has been really good. We've had 3 stations we've stopped at, 3 locations we've stopped at where the charging stations, at least one of the charging stations has been out of order. But because there's been multiple charging stations, it's really simple and really easy to just pull into another charging station. Now, as we get closer to Fully Charged Live, I'm expecting the number of charging stations that were free and available when we pull up to be lower. We were talking to a friend who's driving to Fully Charged Live from north of Seattle in a 110 mile Kia Soul EV, and they're using CHAdeMO, and Electrify America only has one CHAdeMO charging station per location, and he's had to wait a couple of times, I think, for people to finish charging. Us, we've not had to worry about waiting for charging. We just pulled up and plugged in, and on the locations where there's only been one charging station, again, we've been mercifully lucky, and we haven't had to wait. And to be frank, with those large numbers of Electrify America stalls at each location, it really minimises the risk that you're going to turn up and have problems. Now, we did witness one thing, I think probably that we should talk about, something country market, somewhere on the 5 north of LA. We encountered a couple who were trying to charge their Chevrolet Bolt EV. They didn't have a membership from Electrify America, and they didn't have
the app
they
either.
didn't have the app, and they were unable to get their credit cards to work, because every time you try and use a credit card with Electrify America, it pre-authorizes your card for the maximum charging session that it allows. And if that doesn't work properly, or you have a problem when you plug in, it then reauthorizes it again and again and again, and it causes banks to basically block your card. And that's exactly what happened to this couple. All their cards had been blocked. So we just decided to pay for their charging session for them so they could get back on the road. But at that location, there were actually 2 entire units that weren't working, which was unusual.
And I think it's pretty common though for the Electrify America chargers for their credit card units not to be working. I very rarely manage to get them to work.
I think it's true of most EV charging stations, to be honest. I've never had a successful transaction with EV charging stations. It's really not fun.
I've had a few, but very rapidly, being someone who does occasionally take longer journeys, I've just downloaded the app.
It works.
So we've had a couple of other questions. So we've had a question about whether we're going to Fully Charge Live in the UK.
Yes, it is our goal to go to Fully Charge Live in the UK, and obviously we'll fly to that one. I'm hoping that I can get an electric car to drive while I'm there. What I'll probably do is fly in a little early, because I'd like to see my mum. At the moment, we're not sure if Kate Moulton-Elliott's going to be joining us, because Kate's very graciously given up the majority of her free work time this year to the channel, and she's not getting paid. And I want to give Kate a full-time job, so you've got to help us grow the channel to a point where I can actually give her a living wage, and then she'll be able to come to all of the events.
Yes, as opposed to just, the ones I can take off from work.
I take holiday off. So Kate's not getting paid for this trip. She's just coming.
Don't tell people that. It's a secret.
It is a secret, but she's an amazing friend, and I love her to bits, and I'm really grateful that she's here, and that her partner has allowed her to come, because she literally moved house the day before coming down to Portland to jump in a car to drive for 3 days to go to Texas. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, friend.
Oh.
So I'm definitely going, or at least I'm about 90% sure I'm going to go to Fully Charge Live in the UK, pending, thermonuclear war, or my business suddenly failing, or something like that. And if I go, the chances are Erin will come as well. It's certainly our plan for us both to go, and I want to be able to take Kate Moulton-Elliott as well, but that depends on her work and everything else. Next question.
So are you using PlugShare on your route planning out of interest?
No, we're using
a better route planner.
A better route planner,
which I can't show you because it actually has our hotel as the destination.
We're not going to share that. But we're using a better route planner, and a better route planner is a really great tool. You can use a dongle, an onboard diagnostic 2-socket dongle, a Bluetooth one, which I've got here, and it's down plugged into the car, and it tells a better route planner using the Talk. It uses the Talk app for Android to communicate between your car and a better route planner route planning software. It is shockingly accurate.
It is.
Like, it's better, it's as good, if not better, than Tesla's route planning software, and far, far better than anything that anybody else has on the market.
It is very impressive, and it's given us lots of options for where we can charge, which has been nice. We have an old tablet that is stuck in the sun visor. You do not need this to road trip, that is for sure, but it does make life much less stressful because you know really precisely.
And as you're driving, the app learns what your fuel efficiency is and what your driving style is, so it just gets more and more accurate about your fuel economy and everything. And over 1,011 miles as it is now, we've averaged 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, which is much better than we did when we went to CES in Vegas. And we did use a better route planner in Vegas. We just had to manually update our battery percentage as we went along, which is a bit of a kludge.
And manually update our efficiency as well, which wasn't
and we
so
had
great.
to do that by using the Chevrolet app and then switching back into a better route planner, whereas this is just integrated now and it works really well.
Yes.
If you are coming to, excuse me, I'm drinking kombucha and it's giving me bubbles. If you're coming to Fully Charged Live USA and you want a demonstration, I'm sure we can try and set one up at some point. The kombucha is really lovely, and we tried opening it when we were at 4,000 feet, and it took about 45 minutes before we were low enough in elevation and low enough in pressure that I could open it without it spilling everywhere. So
some members of the team were wise enough to open theirs before we went up to 4,000 feet, and thus avoided that problem. What's charging like around Circuit of the Americas? We haven't got there yet. I don't know if you've looked at the...
No, I haven't. And when we do an event like this, we don't stay in a hotel. We stay somewhere else. Let me rephrase that. When we do events like this, we don't stay in hotels adjacent to the venue. That's just so we get a bit of space, because we're all introverts in the team. And while we love seeing you all, we also want to have a bit of quiet time in the evening, so we all go and collapse in a heap. Because being on, I don't know about you two, but being on for me and talking to cameras is really... it's mentally and physically draining.
Yeah,
so
it's fun, but it's
we
tiring.
We don't have to worry about it because we're going to charge up where we're staying. There is charging, I think, where we're staying. We actually have a charger with us, so as long as you've got access to the right socket, we're good. Yep. Next question.
Okay, let me see.
Oh, and there are some chargers near there, because I did have a look. There are some rapid chargers.
Yes.
But I would say arrive with a full battery if you can.
And they were asking about the charging at Silverstone, and yes, there wasn't very much charging. In fact, there was none at the circuit. And
no, but
there's not an enormous amount around that patch.
When you've got a large number of people turning up to an event like that with an electric car, you just cannot physically support charging of all those people in all those vehicles at the same time. And of course, this year, Fully Charged Live in the UK is no longer at Silverstone. I think
that actually, someone asked why, and I don't know why. I don't know.
Fully Charged just got too big for Silverstone. It really was a logistical nightmare getting all of those people to and from the paddock, from the parking, from the parking spaces.
Yes, there was a lot of ferrying of people, and that is a lot of people to ferry.
Yeah, and I mean, I enjoyed being a Tesla taxi driver. I borrowed a Tesla from Tesla UK. Tesla UK do let me borrow Teslas, although they may not after last year.
No, when you... what happened to the Tesla?
I broke the sunroof. Yes. I had a GoPro on here and I accidentally hit the button to open the window, and rather than auto-stopping, it cracked the sunroof. Tesla
and they were
UK
lovely.
were really lovely about it, and I felt really bad. And that's why I never actually published the Tesla taxi video, because I was just too embarrassed to do that.
So let me see. Where are we up to? So enough for EVs to take some road trips in the southwest. Well, there's definitely is that southwest England or southwest here?
I mean,
there's definitely reasonably decent charging around here.
So a lot of people were asking, oh my goodness, how are you going to get to Texas, or worrying about us driving through Arizona, New Mexico and Texas. And
I think we are.
Alright, well tell me when we're back.
Here's Toys R Us sign.
progress sign? Oh my goodness.
No. No.
When we come back on, let me know.
I'm going to get some fresh air in the car from it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to get some horribly polluted air in the
Yeah,
car.
I was gonna say.
Some different air.
I mean, it's still counting, but we're not getting any new video.
What do you mean?
Oh,
we're back?
audio is still live, but image is frozen.
Oh, okay. All right. So, hopefully it will fix itself. Try switching the camera and see if it'll go back. Maybe that's your phone's fault. I don't know.
It is dropping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if people can still hear me, I'm going to keep talking to see if this fixes the problem.
I think it might have. I think the show goes on, but without video at the moment.
Yes, or we can always restart the stream as well.
Should I just restart the stream?
Let's call this part 1 and then we'll restart it with part 2.
Oh, never
Whoops.
stop talking.
Never stop talking.
Okay.
We're going to restart the stream and hopefully that will fix the problem.
Okay.